March 12th, 2020. This is the day the first case of Covid-19 was reported in Kenya.
Of the press and fellow Kenyans, I want to inform you that the Ministry of Health has confirmed the first coronavirus case in Kenya.
The government and health agencies grapple without contain the situation. The government, through the Cabinet Minister of Health, CS Mutahi Kagwe, issued a statement with protocols that Kenyans were required to adhere to. As the disease ravaged people, destroying livelihoods, as people lost jobs, and many losing their loved ones, something else of pandemic proportions, just like COVID-19, lurked in the shadows. Another pandemic. This not caused by a virus, but by people. Not spread through touch or contact with an infected person, but by the internet. An infodemic. Wikipedia defines an infodemic as a portmanteau of information and epidemic that typically refers to a rapid and far-reaching spread of both accurate and inaccurate information about something such as a disease. This term dates back to 2002 and, in an uncanny twist, relates to the outbreak of severe acute respiratory syndrome, SARS-CoV-1, in Foshan, Guangdong, China on 16th November 2002. COVID-19 is a different strain of the same coronavirus that caused SARS-CoV-1, hence the name SARS-CoV-2 with reference to COVID-19. COVID-19 for many months was and still is the news headline. It was the big story. And with access to internet and a smartphone or a computer, as well as unrestricted publishing platforms, everyone became a certified journalist. From well-meaning self-proclaimed doctors to agenda-driven conspiracy theorists, some prescribing false cures, others spinning far-fetched stories about how COVID-19 is a nanobot activated by 5G in an attempt by the powers that be to control humanity, or that COVID-19 vaccines are a weapon of mass destruction engineered by Bill Gates to depopulate Africa. The stories never end. We delve into the storm stirred by the infodemic, assessing the spread and how far the web goes. The nitty-gritty behind the intrigues of the posting, the sharing and reposting of misinformation, the motives and the effect. We talk to the experts and dissect the misinformation network. This is the anatomy of a viral COVID-19 story. The power of dissemination that social media bears cannot be overestimated. News outlets, unlike in the past, now break news via their social media pages. In fact, social media is the primary source of news for many Kenyans. From our research, steam inhalation, better known to many as steaming, has since the outbreak of COVID-19 been a popular treatment. Google Trends, a tool by Google that analyzes trending topics over time, indicates that the search volumes for the key phrase steam inhalation over the last 12 months seem to coincide with the waves of COVID-19. The higher the number of COVID-19 cases reported, the more the searches. We embark on trying to uncover the role of social media posts in fueling this interest. Could there be a connection? How far does the web of misinformation go? Steam inhalation as a treatment for COVID-19 has been debunked a dozen times by independent fact-checkers and media outlets alike who rate this method of treatment as false. Take this one for example. The post depicting a steam inhalation device alleged to cure COVID-19 was shared from Umanga's page over 2,400 times. Umanga, who is a journalist according to his profile, posted the photos on 8th May 2021 and, after a fact check by AFP, edited the post to include the disclaimer. This steam inhalation device cannot prevent or cure COVID-19 infections, health experts say. The edits were done on 25th May, over 2 weeks after the initial post. See how this information spreads. The pictures on this post surfaced online on May 8, 2021. It is not clear the origin, but Umanga's post seems to be the earliest. A reverse search on one of the images leads to other Facebook posts between May 9th and 16th. Possibly, Umanga was the first to share these photos online. With the staggering 117,000 followers, the potential of the spread of information shared by this account is immense. Suffice to say that all the 117,000 followers on Facebook were in the way of this post and could have very possibly seen it. Remember when we said Umanga's post was shared over 2,400 times? Analysis of 124 of the 2,400 people who shared this post shows 51 reshares. This roughly translates to 41%. By extrapolation, 4 out of every 10 people who shared Umanga's post had at least one other person resharing. The question marks in this graphic imply that the number of shares beyond the third group is inconceivable.
Like from the beginning, let's be very clear that misinformation has always been there. Now, the presence of digital platforms and social media platforms have only amplified the speed at which it is shared and the reach, so it reaches many more people. Now, how far does it go? So if we start from Facebook, Facebook is the biggest social media platform. We have Twitter, we have Instagram, we have WhatsApp is one of the biggest in Kenya. So, and we have Telegram, TikTok, and all those others. So when you have misinformation on Facebook, it tends to be shared because on Facebook you have your friends. But nowadays, if somebody sees something, some viral video which is nice and can be shared, they quickly download it, share it. When they see a nice post, they copy the text, put it on WhatsApp and share it. So we can track misinformation on the reach of misinformation on Facebook, but we cannot know how far and how wide it's gone on WhatsApp. And WhatsApp is dangerous because for you to have that information, chances are you probably know me. Like if you have my phone number, we probably know each other, and I'm probably your relative or I'm probably your friend. So there is an element of trust. And because you trust me, and if I receive information from you, I am my guard for fact checking it is down.
Besides Facebook, Twitter is the other super spreader of misinformation. From claims of the vaccine as a tool to depopulate Africa, to them being 5G activated micro trackers, the theorists based their arguments on the fact that Wuhan, the city from where coronavirus emanated, was the first in China to deploy a 5G network. What the doomsayers fail to point out is that Wuhan was one of the 16 Chinese cities to debut 5G. This one, for example, is from 5 days ago, including a thread with the hashtag 5G. This graphic shows the dissemination network of tweets. Besides team supposedly curing Covid-19, is Covid-19 a 5G activated nanobot? Many fact checkers have debunked this, including this article by Mrs. Mercy Wanjau, the Acting Director General of the Communications Authority of Kenya. What could the conspiracy be all about? We consider the hashtag 5G that was trending a few weeks ago. This is a graph from Google Trends showing the trend of search volumes for 5G in relation to Covid-19. The blue line is search for key phrase 5G. The red is Covid-19. See any close semblance in trends? Around the time the hashtag was trending, coincidentally, Ericsson India had a 5G event on. We find a connection between one of the accounts that tweeted misinformation relating to Covid-19 and 5G and Ericsson India. Oxy rates the account analytics_699 as a bot and reveals a connection to 66 bot accounts and only 33 human accounts. A bot is a social media account that is automated to post certain targeted messages, often with a particular agenda, often propagating misinformation in the process, perhaps to promote a product or discredit a person. Bots may deliberately be posting disinformation about the perceived relationship between Covid-19 and 5G to generate traffic. The bots may well be sponsored even to create traction as a marketing strategy. Ericsson India, although rated by Oxy as a real account, is connected to 80 bot-like accounts. We also ask, does misinformation spread faster and further if it comes from a public figure or a person of authority?
We tend to trust public officials in what they say.
In April 2020, the Reuters Institute analyzed a sample of 225 pieces of misinformation that had already been flagged as false or misleading by independent fact-checkers. Their aim was to identify some of the main types, sources, and claims of COVID-19 misinformation. From their analysis, it emerged that while misinformation coming from public figures made up only 20% of their sample, it got the most engagement on social media at 69%. So in the same breath, here in Kenya, we look at the example of the Kenya Catholic Doctors Association, a voluntary membership association comprising of qualified medical doctors. So, we should be able to trust any medical advice they dispense, right? Only, they came out strongly against the COVID-19 vaccines via a letter dated 3rd March 2021, the same day that Kenya received its first batch of the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine. In the letter, the doctors urge Kenyans not to take the vaccine because it is unnecessary and because we already have effective treatments against COVID-19. This was coming at a time when the virus had already claimed 1,870 lives. They also touch on the popular Bill Gates conspiracy theory in their letter. On 10th March, Dr. Waomengare, a gynecologist who also serves as the assistant secretary to the association, appeared in a video interview to speak about their stance on the vaccine. The interview was hosted by Gerald Bitok, a Kenyan personality with over 7,000 subscribers on YouTube and over 193,000 followers on Facebook. On YouTube, the video has garnered over 10,000 views since it premiered on 10th March 2021. 150 viewers liked the video and only 10 gave it a thumbs down. The 48 comments made under the video show an overwhelming support of the doctor's position and arguments. Only one user disagreed with the doctor's stance. On Facebook, the video has been viewed over 9,200 times and has attracted 221 likes, 275 comments and shared 159 times. We sampled the comments under the video and saw that quite a few viewers were swayed by the Catholic doctor's arguments. With the video having been shared multiple times across various platforms such as WhatsApp, it's no mean feat showing how far the web of influence goes. How many people believe the Catholic doctor's false claims and the impact this may have on the Kenyan population? A study conducted in May 2021 by the Africa Center for Disease Control and Prevention showed a direct correlation between exposure to social media and vaccine reluctance. In an age where information travels faster than the blink of an eye, we need to be even more vigilant when engaging with or sharing information online.
There is no harm if I see something right now and I want to share it. There's no harm if I waited 2 hours or 2 days, yes, before I shared it.
This may well be our last defense against the COVID-19 infodemic.